Welcome friends in second lecture of entropy. In the last lecture, we have learned that first law is also known as law of internal energy. Second law is also known as law of entropy. We learn concepts of two reversible adiabatic paths cannot intersect each other. That means reversible adiabatic paths are parallel to each other. And for any reversible path, suppose IF is a reversible path. For this path, it may be substituted by a reversible adiabatic, this is IA, a reversible isotherm AB, and a reversible adiabatic BF between the same end states I and F, such that the heat transfer during the isothermal process AB is the same as that transfer during the original process I. Using these two concepts, we learn about Clausius theorem and we get the equation from Clausius theorem. Cyclic integral of dq by t for reversible cycle is 0. Then today we will learn entropy as a property. Let a system be taken from an equilibrium state I to another equilibrium state F using this reversible path R1, and again brought back from F to I using reversible path R2. So R1 and R2 together constitute a cycle, and for reversible cycle, Clausius theorem is given by cyclic integral dq by t is equal to 0. Now, if we write separate equation for these two reversible processes, we can write integration I to f dq by t plus integration f to I dq by t for R2, that is equal to 0. We take this side to right hand side. So we can write R1 integration I to f is equal to dq by 2 is equal to minus, by changing side, f to I dq by t. Now R2 is a reversible process. So if we want to remove this minus sign, we have to change the limit from I to f. So R1 for R1 integration I to f dq by t is equal to, for R2, integration I to f dq by t. We have removed this minus sign by changing this limit. So we can see here for both the path R1 and R2, the value is coming integration I to f dq by t, and this value is a property, and that property is given a name of entropy. So R1 and R2 are two reversible paths, and the value integration I to f dq by t is independent of reversible path connecting I and f. Therefore, there exists a property of a system integration I to f dq by t, and this property is known as entropy. Suppose we denote entropy as S, so Si will be entropy at initial state and Sf is the entropy at final state F. So the value I to f dq by t integration can be written as Sf minus Si. Now, when two equilibrium states are infinitesimally near, we can write dq by t is equal to ds. So, when the two equilibrium states are infinitesimally near, dq by t for reversible process we can write as ds. So from this equation we can say that entropy is a property having value integration I to f dq by t. It is a point function, that means it depends upon end state I and f. Here we see that the process was reversible. But if the process is irreversible, if we took system from I to f using irreversible process, how we can find entropy of this irreversible path? For that, we have to replace this irreversible path with a reversible path. Why? Because entropy is a point function. It only depends upon its end state, I and f. So, for this end state, we will find entropy change of this reversible path. We will integrate over this reversible path, and we will find Sf minus Si equal to integration I to f dq reversible during this process by t, and that value is a delta S of irreversible path. For temperature entropy plot, we got the equation for reversible process I2f is equal dq by t is equal to Sf minus Si, and if it is infinitesimally near I and f, then dqr by dt is equal to ds. Now suppose the process is reversible adiabatic process. As we know, for adiabatic process dq is equal to 0, so we can write dq equal to 0, that means ds equal to 0. ds equal to 0 means Sf minus Si equal to 0, that is Sf equal to Si, that means entropy is constant. That's why reversible adiabatic process is also known as isentropic process. And on TS plot, isentropic process is vertical line from I to F. So we get the equation dq reversible by t equal to ds by taking t to this side. Dq reversible is equal to t ds. If we integrate both the side, we get q reversible, that is q total, is equal to integration I to f t ds. This equation means that the area under the curve on the TS plot, the area under the curve integration I to f t ds is equal to the heat transfer in that reversible process. Suppose this is I to f is a TS plot of any reversible process. So the area under this curve, reversible curve, this area is giving heat transfer during this reversible process, Q equal to integration I to f T ds. Suppose the process is isothermal process. So on the TS plot, isothermal means constant temperature. So process will be horizontal line, changing state from I to F. So during this constant thermal isothermal process, the heat transfer will be area under this process. So it is a rectangle, and the area of rectangle is T into Sf minus Si. Putting by going through this equation, Q reversible is equal to T, that is constant, integration I to F ds, and integration of ds is Sf minus Si. So we get equation T into Sf minus Si for isothermal process. For Carnot cycle, the Carnot cycle is consisting of two reversible adiabatic and two reversible isothermal process. Here process 1-2 is a reversible adiabatic or isentropic process. It is an expansion process during which WE work is generated. Process 2-3 is isothermal process during which Q2 amount of heat is rejected to the surrounding at T2 temperature. Process 3-4 is reversible adiabatic compression or isentropic compression during which WC amount of work is consumed. And process 4-1 is reversible isothermal process during which Q1 amount of heat is supplied to the system at temperature T1. And this area 1, 2, 3, 4 represents the net work output of this Carnot cycle. As we know, area under TS diagram of process 4-1, so this is process 4-1, and area under this process is this rectangle here, 4-1 up to this and this. And this area is heat added to the system, that is Q1. So Carnot efficiency is equal to Q1 minus Q2 upon Q1. The value of Q1 is area under curve 1, 4, 4, 1, and that is given by T1 into S1 minus S4. Q2 is equal to area under process 3 and that this rectangle, area of this rectangle, and this rectangular area is T2 into S2 minus S3. So putting this value T1 into S1 minus S4 minus T2 into S2 minus S3 upon again Q1 T1 into S1 minus S4. Now this 1 2 is isentropic process, so S1 equal to S2, so S1 is replaced by S2. 3 4 is also isentropic compression, so S3 equal to S4, so this S4 is equal to, we can write S3, so again this is S2 minus S3. We can cancel out this term S2 minus S3, S2 minus S3, S2 minus S3. So we get equation T1 minus T2 upon T1 is equal to 1 minus T2 upon T1. And net work output of this area Q1 minus Q2, putting the value of Q1 and Q2 in terms of T1 into this, we get T1 minus T2 into S1 minus S4. Now we will see the equation of Clausius inequality. We have learned in Clausius theorem for reversible cycle, cyclic integral of dq by t equal to 0. Here we have shown a cycle A, B, C, D. And in this cycle, the process AB is shown in two different ways. One with solid line. This solid line indicates the process AB is a reversible. And second one, this process A to B with dotted line, and this dotted line indicates the process is irreversible. So the cycle is reversible A, B, C, D during this process solid line, and when the cycle is irreversible, this dotted line A, B, C, D. For reversible cycle, this cycle A, B, C, D, we get Carnot efficiency is equal to 1 minus dq2 by dq. But if the cycle is irreversible, we get the equation. As we know, the reversible cycle efficiency, Carnot efficiency, is the highest efficiency. And if the cycle is irreversible, the efficiency of irreversible cycle will be less than this reversible cycle. So here we will get equation for irreversible cycle 1 minus dq2 by dq is less than or equal to 1 minus dq2 by dq for reversible cycle. 1 will be cancelled out, and this term will come here and this term will come here to remove this minus sign. So we get dq2 upon dq greater than equal to dq2 by dq reversible, and this mathematical step we change dq this side divide by dq2, so dq upon dq2 less than equal to dq upon dq by 2 reversible. Now for reversible process dq by dq2 we can write out T by T2. This is the equation we get from thermodynamic temperature scale. So we can write dq by dq2 less than equal to, putting this value over here, T by T. If we change T to here and dq2 to here, the equation will be dq2 by T less than equal to dq2 by T2 here. And this equation is valid for any process, reversible or irreversible. For reversible process, we learned that dq2 by T2 is equal to ds. That is, we learned in previous theory. So if we put dq2 by T2 equal to ds, for any process AB, dq2 by T, dq by T will be less than equal to ds. This equation is valid for any process, reversible or irreversible. And if we integrate both the sides, we get the equation for a cycle, and for a cycle, cyclic integral of dq by T will be less than equal to cyclic integral of ds. Now we know that entropy is a property and cyclic integral of any property is 0. So that our equation becomes cyclic integral dq by t less than equal to 0. So this equation cyclic integral dq by t less than equal to 0 is a equation of inequality of Clausius or Clausius inequality equation. This equation is important to decide the criteria of reversibility of a cycle. How? If the value of cyclic integral dq by t is equal to 0, we can say the cycle is reversible. If the value of cyclic integral dq by t is less than 0, then the cycle is irreversible and possible. This is our real or actual cycle. If cyclic integral dq by t is greater than 0, then the cycle is impossible and it violates the second law. So, this is the equation of Clausius inequality. We will learn more about entropy in next lecture.